He says, what are these monkeys doing or whatever?
State-of-the-art monkey, you can handle it.
And she's like, they're apes. He's like, oh, whatever. How is this guy an astronaut?
Never send a monkey to do a man's job.
Before you go any further, please leave a like. Thanks, really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy.
This is the first Planet of the Apes movie that I've seen.
Oh, really? You haven't seen the one with James Franco in 2011, I think it came
Nope.
out? I actually really like those.
Okay.
Tim Burton, interesting choice for this because I've only really seen his movies where he just does creepy gothic stuff.
It was funny because when you pitched the idea and you were like, yeah, Planet of the Apes 2001. I'm like, okay. And I looked it up on Hulu or whatever and it's like, Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, of Transformers fame.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a better actor/director duo than Tim Burton and Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, 100%. I don't think Mark Wahlberg does well in serious roles.
What's the matter, smartass? You don't know any fucking Shakespeare?
I feel like he has to have some sort of other lead actor to play off of. Tim Burton, if he cast maybe like a Gary Oldman type.
Peter Jackson and Jude Law.
Oh, Jude Law would be good.
Dumbledore, obviously. Hot Dumbledore.
Yes, hot Dumbledore. Oh, yeah, because Peter Jackson did King Kong. That's kind of a similar style of movie. I was thinking James Cameron could do a good one. I would say Bruce Willis, probably a really good choice.
Yeah, he was big at the time.
Yeah, he has kind of the nuance to do maybe more sophisticated and less headstrong.
Yeah.
Almost.
So another question, what did you think of the makeup?
I thought it was phenomenal. Sometimes it sounds like they're gargling, but I thought the makeup looked really good and the facial animations, how they painted their eyes really helps sell the emotions.
Mm-hmm. Rick Baker was the makeup artist and he put it on himself first, Rick Baker did. And he's like, my nose is too big for this ape costume. It works better if someone has a smaller nose. And then Tim Burton's like, well, we want to get Tim Roth as General Thade.
Tim Roth, yeah.
And Rick Baker's like, well, his nose is bigger than mine. Original plan was to not give the female apes eyebrows, but they did a few shots of it and they're like, it's too creepy. But the male apes don't have eyebrows. Oh. Not in the same way that it's microbladed. Yeah, I thought they looked great. Like Paul Giamatti, orangutan. Orangutan.
Yeah, tangerine. Us as humans, we walk straight and kind of level. They almost, how apes kind of run sideways almost.
Yeah.
They all walked kind of like that, kind of zigzaggy. And I was like, okay, that's a really nice touch.
Yeah,
I like
it was.
That. And they're all kind of bent over and swaying. I was like, okay, it's pretty good. Pretty good monkey move or ape movements.
Ape movements, yeah, be careful.
Yeah, sorry. There's
also scenes where they have their long hands just tap each other.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, there's a scene where Helen Bonham Carter's character, she's writing a letter and you think she's writing with her hand and then it cuts and you see she's writing it with her foot. What? Actually.
How did I miss that? Yeah, lots of really good touches with the movements and the makeup, phenomenal.
I've written down love triangle ?
Oh my gosh.
I knew it. You're sensitive. It's an uncommon quality in a male.
It's because I think, I haven't seen the entire original movie, but I think I saw the part where he falls in love with the ape scientist or whatever. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, he and Ari are gonna have something. But then there's that weird other girl that just sits there. Uh-huh. And it's do they have a connection too? Maybe. And then he kisses Ari at the end.
Walks over and then makes out with the other woman.
And I'm like, what is going on? Maybe I'll come back. I don't know.
I wrote Monkey Man Mark, but I don't remember why.
Maybe Mark Wahlberg kind of is like an ape in this movie? I don't know.
No, that reminded me of why I wrote it.
Okay.
Because, one, he says, what are these monkeys doing or whatever? And she's like, they're apes. He's like, oh, whatever. How is this guy an astronaut?
How is he worked to train an ape, Heracles, to man a spaceship and not know that he's an ape?
And not a monkey. How does he still make that mistake? How is he still so... He's mad at the apes at the very beginning. He's like, never send a monkey to do a man's job. That's why I wrote it down.
But then when Pericles does get lost in the storm, he's like, I'm going in after him. I'm going in to get my chimp or whatever he says.
It's why?
What?
You hated him. You said he wasn't good at his job.
Yeah. One of the funniest parts, I think, for me in the movie is Mark Wahlberg in the prison cell picks up the branding iron and holds Ari as if she can't get away. There's no reason why she just can't step forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It's like it's just wait for it to cool off.
Oh gosh, it was very annoying to me watching that scene, the one you're talking about, because why is he going in this direction of aggression? Why is he not demonstrating his intelligence? And I wrote, you aren't curious at all as to what planet you're on or what their culture is?
Yeah, exactly.
Just gonna be brutish? Yeah.
And he doesn't change the whole time. He's like that.
That made it difficult to like him as a character. Apes don't talk. This whole thing is bonkers.
How the hell did these monkeys get like this? You'd be begging me for a treat right now.
These obviously are not apes. The same kind you know.
But I think the movie also does a poor job of making the ape nation more fleshed out. Because it focuses so much on their brutality of like, no, we have slaves. Even the kids are like throwing rocks at the slaves. It's like, okay, you have this whole ape society, you can do nothing with it.
A lot of the insults that the apes keep giving towards the humans is, you stink. And all the little kids that throw rocks are like, ew, you stinky humans. To me, I would have liked a different type of insult, because right now, apes that we know, they throw their own poop.
You have first-hand knowledge about
It's like,
that.
I don't think they care very much about how people smell as much as maybe they'd care more about, oh, you don't groom yourselves. You sweaty, naked humans. And this is what the rabbit hole I went down. Do chimps sweat? And apparently they do, but it's only under their armpits. But humans sweat all over. If these humans are running around the jungle, oh, you're wet all the time.
Oh, I do like that. There were moments where I would look up stuff about apes. The part where they finally get to the ship crash site, Mark Wahlberg has to jump in and swim down to it. Ari is like, like she like freaks out.
Oh, right.
The human character explains, apes can't swim.
We drown.
She's like, that's why every day we pray for rain. I was like, what?
Yeah,
That's so stupid. They can't swim. I mean, they like water because it feeds them.
They
Like, it's
drink
their
water.
crops. Yeah, they drink water.
They just don't like ponds and oceans.
So what, you're gonna flood them out? So you're gonna...
They have houses.
Only thing that scene does is it sets up where they have to run across a river. The thing I looked up is, can apes swim?
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, they can be taught to swim.
Oh.
You know, like any other thing an ape can be taught. They don't usually swim because they don't hunt prey in the water.
Right. It's
They
not
don't
that
fight
they
fish.
can't. It's not that they're like too dense or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pericles survived, lands his ship, and kind of stopped the war between the apes and the humans. And the apes think it's like the second coming of their Jesus.
Yep.
He didn't arrive at all. Now he's arriving. But then the funniest part, Mark Wahlberg was like, take care of him. And then he gets in and leaves. Like, what? So you're telling me the ape that you went into an electromagnetic storm to get, you just leave? And then you're like, you're not going to take him with you?
He's literally like, let's show these monkeys what evolution is. I was like, what?
You're right. He does say that.
Like, you've learned nothing.
So unhinged.
Want some trivia?
Yeah, let's do some trivia.
Mark Wahlberg refused to wear a loincloth like Charlton Heston because he did not want to remind audiences of his underwear modeling.
Okay, so he wore like a raggedy spacesuit the entire movie.
Yep.
Further separating him from trying to just understand the culture of where he is.
Yep. And so Tim Burton himself insisted that this movie was not a remake, but a reimagination of the Planet of the Apes. And so it uses the idea of an ape-inhabited planet from the same source material, but ultimately tells a very different story.
Yes. A nothing story, if you will.
A nothing story. Charlton Heston is in it.
Was he the dying?
He was
Thade's
the dying Thade's dad.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Clark Duncan, who you may know from The Green Mile.
Yes. I recognized his voice as soon as he spoke.
Yep. He was contacted by the casting department, and when he heard they called him, he correctly assumed that it was not for a human character. He's like, I bet he's like, they probably want me to be a giant gorilla man.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted him for.
Oh my gosh. You're not going to believe this, but Gary Oldman was considered for the role of General Thade.
Oh, I think that still would have been a good choice. But I think Tim Roth does a really good job.
Leave things alone.
The lead role, early development, Harrison Ford, Kevin Costner, and Patrick Swayze were considered.
Yeah, all better than Mark Wahlberg.
Even Patrick Swayze?
What movie was he in with like the roses?
No, that's Kevin Spacey.
Oh, that's Kevin Spacey.
Patrick Swayze is the guy who plays opposite of Amy Adams in Enchanted.
Is he in Ghosts? Yeah, Ghosts and Dirty Dancing. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. What? Who am I thinking of?
That's Clint Dempsey. He was on. Oh, sorry. Clint Dempsey is the soccer player. His name is It's Patrick Dempsey.
Oh, okay.
Patrick Dempsey.
I mixed up my Patricks. It's like, do I even know anything about movies if I don't remember who Patrick Swayze is? This is a nonsense trivia, but I'm just going to read it anyway. When the humans are escaping the ape city, one in-charge ape says to a search party, "You go that way, and you go that way. The rest of you follow me." Which is extremely reminiscent of a line the Wicked Witch of the West says to her flying monkeys, ordering them to trap Dorothy and her companions during the climatic escape scene from Wizard of Oz.
I feel like that's just anybody trying to find a group of people.
Oh, this is not a fun trivia, but I'll read it. Paul Giamatti portrayed a human slave trader in this movie and 12 Years a Slave.
Oh, okay. He's been typecast.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thanks for watching that movie for this.
Fun times.
Was that like ashes of Simos? Why would you keep the gun in that? Why not like have a lid?
Yeah.
If you ever need to get it, why would you have to break it? Now the ashes are spread all over.